Hi everybody! Today we're going to be having a little bit of fun with these coloured pencils here. These are the new Crayola Swirl coloured pencils that I've seen mentioned a few times on Facebook, and while I was out and about I spotted some in B&M here in the UK, so I picked those up and I thought they might be quite fun to try and colour a picture with them. And they're the kind of coloured pencil that has 4 different colours I think on each kind of pencil. On the lead or the core down the middle of the pencil, each one has 4 different colours in it, so I figured that might be quite fun to have a bit of a play with. So I'm going to be using those today, and this is the picture I've chosen to try them out with. And this is from Moon Valley by Maria Trolle, or Trolle. That one there, it's the hardback version. I do have the paperback version as well, but the paper in that one isn't very good. And the reason I've picked this picture is because they're fairly simple kind of pictures. There is quite a lot going on, but the shapes are fairly simple, and I figure with that multicolour pencil, they'd be pretty easy to fill in and see what kind of colour effects I could get going on. And also because the paper in this book seems to be really good, so I figured those would take the Crayola pencils and they might work on there fairly well. But we'll see as we go along. It's all a bit of an experiment. I've never tried any pencils like this before, so we'll be learning together here. So it'll be interesting to see what we can come up with here. So I'll zoom us in now and we'll start playing around. Okay, I've zoomed us in a little bit closer now, and I figure the first thing we should do before going straight into our book is to maybe swatch the pencils, get a feel for how those colours actually behave, all being together in the same pencil. And I haven't even opened the box yet, so this is all a big surprise to me, what we can actually get going on with these pencils. So I've gotten them all out of the box, and I'll lay them down on top of this white paper maybe so you can see what kind of colours we are actually working with. And I think the colours of each pencil are kind of the colours that are down this pattern on the wrapper there. And they all do have different names. This one is called Winter Gala. We have Fireworks. This one is Meteor Shower. Oh, I do love these names. This one is Raindrops. Those are some really pretty colours on that one. It looks like a kind of a lilac purple, pink and kind of turquoise there. Those look really nice. We have Sunset Luau, Campfire Jamboree. Lovely. This one looks very Christmassy. Choco Mint Candy. Oh, don't make me hungry, pencils, please. This one is called Lime-a-Palooza. We have At the Circus, we have New Year's Eve, Garden Soiree, and Flamingo Festival, that last one there. Each one is 4 different colours. If we're looking at the colours on the wrapper and taking those to be the colours that are in the actual pencils, those are the colours that we do have. Obviously, they're all going to need a little bit of a sharpen. I haven't played with them or tested them yet. This is my first kind of try of them, and I wanted to do that on camera so I could kind of show you guys how they work and what kind of effects we can get with them. And I thought the first thing we should do is do some kind of swatching, maybe scribble around with them, get a feel for how they actually work on paper, see how those colours work with 4 colours being in the same pencil before we actually dive into the picture, which hopefully I'll be able to use quite a few of these different colours in. And I was thinking I don't really want to try and cheat by turning the pencil a certain way so I know which colour is going to come out. I want to try and make it a little bit random, really have some fun with it. But first of all, let's try swatching these pencils. And let's try and do these in the same kind of order they were in the box. But they do all have different names, so yeah, it should be pretty easy to keep track of which one has which colours. I'll just give them a little bit of a sharpen. And this is the first one. This is Meteor Shower. So here goes nothing. This is my first time actually trying any kind of multicolored pencil like this. And it's probably not the best colour to be actually trying first. Yeah, that is showing a couple of different colours there. Unfortunately, as I said, it's probably not the best pencil to use first because these colours are not guaranteed to actually be showing up on camera, and even keeping the pencil just angled the one way there, you do get a variety of colours coming through. So yeah, that will be interesting. That one is the Meteor Shower, so I'll just write down the names here. What's next in the box? It's kind of hard to tell. Although it doesn't really matter what order I swatch them in, I suppose. So I'll go straight for this Choco Mint Candy, I think. This is the next one. Again, I'll give it a little bit of a sharpen, and hopefully these colours will show up a little bit better than the kind of peachy pinky ones we had going on here. This is the Choco Mint Swirl, and there you should be able to see that even just holding the pencil in one direction, and hopefully there I would have been going for the green, we do have the orange coming through. even just not changing the direction of the pencil, which is good because I thought maybe it might be a bit cheaty to be able to just angle the pencil a certain way and maybe you have a dark green and then angle it that way and be able to colour orange. But no, even see, starting with orange there, we do have the green coming through and the colour changing. Yep, straight to green there without even changing the angle of the pencil. But yeah, I can see these are going to be quite fun. And yep, starting with green, we've gone through to orange. So, maybe a little bit of light pressure. We'll see what happens there. I think we do need to press fairly hard, but these are Crayola. And I'm thinking that layering with them might be a little bit difficult. I think we're going to have to just go for one layer and just try to blend rather than layer. Even blending would be fairly difficult, I would imagine. So yeah, picking the picture with fairly simple shapes, maybe a mandala. I did think about looking to see if I could find a mandala in my collection, but I don't really have any mandala books. Chocolate Mint Candy, this one was called. Yeah, I can see them being quite pretty to colour a mandala with, but I'm not really much of a girl for mandalas. I don't really have any mandala books, so I've gone for a fairly simple picture with flowers that hopefully we'll be able to use some of these colours in. We do have a couple of different shades of green there, although they do blend out into different colours as well. So yeah, should be quite interesting. Now we're moving on to Campfire Jamboree. This one, different shades of reds and oranges, I think. Oh, that's quite a bright yellow actually, going through into the red and the orange. Oh, starting with the red this time. Taking a while to change colour there. I think it's as the point kind of wears down and we get the other colours coming through. This one seems to have the colours that are closest to each other, I think. So yeah, kind of the easiest to use maybe. I'm not entirely sure. There you can see the colours. That one is Campfire Jamboree. We have New Year's Eve here. Kind of pinks and purples this one it seems to be. Kind of a fuchsia purple there. We do have a bit of teal, kind of turquoisey blue. It's not really coming through there on the pencil. What if I start with the turquoisey blue? We do have little bits of the purple coming through into it there, we can see. So it will definitely make colouring more interesting. I'm kind of sad that I didn't find a mandala. But yeah, I don't really have any actual dedicated mandala books, as it's not something I really do colour. Which is a shame. What was that one called again? New Year's Eve. I'm not sure I have enough room to test all of them here. We'll see how we go. Next one here is called Sunset Luau. These are some nice kind of tropical colours. Lime green, bright yellow, fuchsia pink. Let's see. Oh, an orange. Nice. Yep, we definitely got that fuchsia pink coming through into our orange there. Let's try the yellow. And we get the green coming through into the orange there. It's definitely going to be an interesting experience, I think. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be able to make happen with these, but it's going to be fun. This one is Sunset Luau. I'm sorry if I've spelled that wrong. Okay, next we're moving on to Lime-A-Palooza. Let's see what we get here. These are some yellows, some greens. We do have some orange there on the point. If we can see that, we do have some orange there. See if we can get that to come through. The orange is not wanting to come through on that one. I think maybe it hasn't gone all the way to the end of the point there, so it would be a little bit pushed to get the orange coming through there, I think. Maybe a little bit if we lean that way. This one is Fireworks. These colours should be fairly bright. Let's see, we do have red and blue. We do seem to have a black in there as well in this one, so this one fairly dark. I'm trying to angle the pencil different ways so we can try and see all the colours, even though it does change colour, even if you try to stay on one side. Yeah, even trying to stay on the red there, we get blue coming through, so yeah. And I'm not entirely sure how layering these would work. Shall we try? I'll just use a little bit of paper up here. So keeping Keeping the pencil just facing the one way. Let's try a little bit of layering. I'm thinking we're not really going to be able to make it work because there's so many different colours that are coming through. It will just end up looking a bit of a mess if we try to layer. So yeah, I'm thinking flat colour would probably be the way to go. That's looking very kind of muddy up there. A little bit of a sharpen. We do have 4 more left to go. I'm not sure I'll be able to have enough room on this paper, but we'll see. This one, if I'm trying to stay on camera, this one has purple, a kind of nice light blue colour, and kind of teal. Oh, I do like this one, but then purple's my favourite colour, so yeah, I'm very biased. Maybe if I used a little bit less paper for the swatches, but I'm enjoying playing with these and seeing what different kind of colour combinations we can make with the one pencil. So okay, interesting. That one is Raindrops. Yeah, 4 more. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough room on this paper unless I go up here a little bit and test one of them out. I could maybe get 3 down there if I tested one out up there. So this one, Garden Soiree. It's a kind of a blue and a green, this one. Mainly blue. Let's see if we can get some green started. Yeah, it still transitions off into blue, even trying to use the green, it turns into blue, so yeah. Interesting. That one was Garden Soiree. There we go. my lovely organised swatching process here. I still haven't written the numbers onto these acrylic markers like I said I was going to. And this one is Flamingo Festival, so I'm guessing there'll be a lot of pink in this one. See if we can fit 3 onto this paper. Oh, there's some nice orange in this one actually, and some blue. Let's try and start it on the pink as we are. Yeah, it's another one of those cases where the pink actually doesn't go all the way to the end of the point there, so yeah, I think some of the colours have more kind of in them and more likely to come out onto the paper. If you're understanding what I'm trying to say there, yeah, some of the colours in each pencil are more likely to come out onto the paper than others, I think. The pink there, not sure if you can see the pink in the point there, but that pink we would have a hard time trying to get onto the paper, I think. This one is the Winter Gala. We definitely have pink in this one that seems to go all the way to the end, so let's see if we can get that to work. Even if trying to get the pink to work, the blue is coming through that one quite a lot. The pink. No, definitely mainly the blue, this one. Trying very hard to get the pink to come out, so yeah, my hopes for keeping it random I think are going to be pretty good, because even trying to get the pink to come out through there is proving really difficult. That one is called Winter Gala. They're not that scratchy, I found so far. I don't mind Crayola so much, to be perfectly honest. I know some people don't like it, but yeah, I really don't mind working with Crayola. That's at the circus, this one. Some browns in this one. Maybe a bit of black. I'm squished right on the edge of the paper. I'm hoping you can see this kind of colours I'm testing here. I really didn't plan or think this through, which is fairly typical for me. Yeah, maybe there's the dark brown. What else do we have in there? Kind of a dark blue or black. I'm not entirely sure what that one is. And we have the light brown. So some good mixes of colours. That one was called At the Circus. So there we have the colours that we'll be working with today. So yeah, as I'm thinking, it's going to be quite interesting, a little bit of fun. So having tried those out there, I think I'll move the paper to the side now and bring in our colouring book. So here we are with our colouring book now. I'm going to keep my swatch sheet to the side here so I can at least have some idea of the different colours that are in each pencil, although as I've discovered from actually testing those out, it's going to be kind of difficult to maybe get the right colours that I really want to be coming out. And I have chosen a picture that doesn't actually have any people in it for a change. If anybody watches my channel, they'll know that people is the thing that I do love to colour. But I thought maybe when I couldn't really control the colour I would have with my pencils, I figured that a picture without any people in it would be slightly easier. But we'll wait and see with that and see what kind of results we're going to have coming through here. Okay, so shall we start with some leaves? We do have a couple of shades of green here that I think I might be able to control well enough to use for the leaves. The first one is a darker green, the Choco Mint Candy. So I'm thinking for these leaves that are behind here and slightly further away, I try colouring with one of the darker greens, which is Choco Mint Candy. I think we managed to get a couple of nice dark greens going on there. So yes, it's a moment of truth. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to make this work, but we'll give it a go. And the colour's not coming through quite as well on this paper as I would have hoped. They were a lot more vibrant on the actual swatch book. But I'm trying to angle the pencil, so we're mainly getting green coming through here. Not entirely sure how well that will work. Oh, no. I think I shifted a little bit down. I didn't mean to. We've gone through into orange. Definitely making life a little bit interesting here. It is, yeah, hard to control what colours you do get coming through. So maybe flowers weren't such a brilliant idea. Maybe a mandala. If I could really searched, I could have found one. But yeah, going over the same colour twice I don't think is a really good idea. I did try there. Maybe to get a little bit of darker. I'm not sure shading would really be an option with these pencils. I think we are just working with the flat colour here, unless I went in over the top with maybe one kind of grey pencil or a black. Maybe. These leaves are looking, yeah, fairly orange. But as I said, it's kind of hard to control which colour you do have coming through your pencil. Those will be fairly interesting. These bits here, this on this leaf are coming over into the front, so I'm going to have to swap over, I think, to one of the lighter greens and see what we have going on there. I'm going to try and blend it up there a little bit and just ease off the pressure as I would with a normal pencil. But when you can't control the colour and you have two such different colours as orange and green, it is kind of difficult. Okay, this one maybe would have the darker green, so let's try and angle this pencil so we have some green coming through. I don't know how successful we're going to be. Oh, now there's green. Oh, back to orange. You see that even when you try, it is so hard to control what colour you have actually coming through. So yeah, so if anybody is thinking of getting these pencils, I think, yeah, definitely more suited to a kind of mandala or pattern of some sort, because it is quite hard to control what colours you do have coming through. I do quite like the shifts in colour. It does make it quite interesting, but yeah, really hard to control what colours we do have coming through. And I think Lime-a-Palooza seems to have some light green, or the Sunset Luau. The Garden Soiree was supposed to be a light green, but yeah, that one was mainly blue on a little test sheet. So I think I'll go for the Lime-a-Palooza for these leaves that are coming out into the front, and let's see how well we can make this work. I'll try and angle the pencil so that the light green is coming through more than anything, but again, really, really difficult. Definitely, we're not going to have a masterpiece by the end of this, I don't think. Although you could use these pencils as a base, I'm guessing. And shade on top. And it's really easy to change the angle or the kind of direction of the pencil very, very slightly. And we do have areas of colour like that. I'm not entirely sure what to think. Okay, let's try and make this light. We'll start with the yellow maybe. Oh, we're going into green now. I'm having to press fairly hard because, yeah, these are Crayola pencils, so they're not the most pigmented, and this paper is not taking them as well as I'd hoped it would. And plus, I think I'm only going to be able to get the one layer of colour, otherwise we're going into really muddy colour territory, which I'm not really wanting to have in my picture, really. But at least it makes for a quick picture. And I think you have to bear in mind, as you can see, I stopped there and I kind of meandered up this stem, and by the time I've come back the pencil is a different colour. So we do have a very obvious little kind of stopping point there where the pencil does change colour. Again, where these stems come out, we have that fairly obvious stopping point there, so something that you have to bear in mind. Of course, if you did use them for a mandala or a pattern, then yeah, it wouldn't be so much of a problem then. I think for serious colouring, I don't think I would use them for serious colouring, and definitely for patterns rather than pictures of things, as we do have these flowers going on here. It doesn't seem to be working super well. I can imagine it working really well for a pattern. As I've said a couple of times, I can imagine it working really well for a pattern. Maybe not for a little flowery sort of scene here. Okay, yeah, it is super hard to control which colour is actually coming out of the pencil, I think is the main point to take away there. So we do have a lighter leaf coming here. Let's try and angle it so that yellow and the light green come through. We're still heading into orange territory with the darker green. Yeah, it is super hard to keep the colours consistent. So I think, yeah, let's get back to the darker green. This is the chocolate mint candy for these leaves that are behind here. Oh no, I turned the pencil and I didn't want to. Let's try and get the green back. Definitely a bit too unpredictable for serious colouring. But for fun, yeah, really fun. You are going to be green, leaf. You're going to be green, not orange. Nope, it's not having it. This leaf wants to be orange. See if we can get green for that piece behind there. Oh, now you're green. Oh, I wanted that piece folding over there to be the orange, so it would look as if it was nearer to us and actually folding over the edge of the leaf there. But let's carry on and do these leaves here, and then maybe move on to a few flowers. See what kind of colours we can get going on with the flowers. We do have 3 different plants here, so I'm guessing maybe try and do each different plant to have different colour flowers. Maybe even have different colour flowers on each plant. I don't know, we'll see, depending on how crazy I'm wanting to go with my colours. So this plant here, let's see, what kind of colours do we have that might work for flowers? Raindrops is a kind of teal and blue and purple. Maybe we can make that one work. We do have the campfire. Yep, and the meteor shower, of course. Yeah, those are very light kind of pastel-y colours. Maybe we'll do that for the one in the middle. So I'm thinking for this one over here, maybe raindrops or winter gala. Raindrops and winter gala look fairly similar, I think. They're very slightly different shades of blue and pink, but both have blue and pink and kind of purpley colours in them. I'm going to try with the raindrops, I think. I'm going to colour each petal separately, I think, so they can each have different kind of gradients of colour going on. If I'm lucky, we can get different gradients of colour going on. I'm not sure if going over with the white would blend these colours, make it look a little bit smoother. I really don't know. And of course we do have white gel pen for a few little white highlights on these flowers, I think. Good, let's try and get a little bit of that teal blue coming through on this one. This one looking a little bit more blue than purple. There we go. 2 flowers there coloured with the same pencil and both completely different colours. How do we want these 2 to be blue as well? Let's go for it. We could try and make this one a bit more purple. Let's try and... No, it's me angling it. Trying to angle it so the purple comes through. No, it wants to be teal. I'm trying to tell myself not to go back over in layers so much, because even keeping it angled one way, you're not entirely sure of what colour you're going to have actually coming out onto the paper. Yeah, it's definitely an exercise in kind of letting loose a little bit, letting go of being so much of a perfectionist, because you can't control these colours at all. I have tried. I've tried controlling these colours, and unless it's something you can do with a little bit of practice, even if I keep the pencil just angled the same way, I'm not getting the same kind of colour coming through. As you can see here, we're going from purple down to blue, even though I was trying to make that leaf teal. It just wasn't working at all there. Oh dear, let's try a few more flowers. It is definitely fun, I will say that. Let's try colouring with the garden soiree and try and get this green coming through a little bit. Yeah, there we go. As I was saying about controlling colour, it's really, see, the green is there. Please be green. No, it doesn't want to be green, does it? I don't know if these flowers are actually supposed to be real life flowers. Whoops, over the edge of the lines there, never mind. I don't know if these are supposed to be real life flowers. I haven't looked them up in the back of the book. I know there is a list in the back of the book that says what each flower is supposed to be. Even if there is a list, you don't have to colour them the same colour they are in real life, right? It's your book, do what you like. Oh, there's the green. Ah, I wanted you to come through earlier. And I didn't even move the pencil there. We've gone from that kind of a yellowy green back to blue. I think it's as the lead or the point kind of wears down, you start to get the other colours coming through. There's the green again, without moving the pencil. And back to blue, again without moving the pencil. It would be super hard to try and control that, I'm thinking. Let's get the bottom of these leaves here. This one is definitely more towards the blue than the green. I think this garden soiree one does lean more towards the blue, but they're all, the colours in all of them do mix really kind of randomly. Back to the lime one for these leaves here, I think. Those are actually the wrong leaves I coloured in. I meant to colour in these that come up over the front. Oh, this picture is doing its own thing, I think. Sometimes they do. I don't think you can really plan with these pencils. If you do plan to use these pencils, you can't really plan that, yeah, that's going to be green, that's going to be blue, because if you have different colours other than blue in the same pencil, I think I have seen some, not Crayola, different brands that have like 4 shades of blue in one pencil. That would be quite fun to colour maybe flowers or something, or 4 shades of green for stems and leaves. But because we do have 4 completely different colours, like green, orange, dark green and yellow there, it's really hard to control which colours you do have coming through on your pencil. What colours do we want for these flowers? We could have different colours, I'm thinking. Just to try out all the different colours of the pencil, maybe we could use this meteor shower one. New Year's Eve, maybe try that one. I think that one's kind of pink and blue. Pink and purple and turquoise, that one. So maybe that would work down here. So this one would be the New Year's Eve for these flowers here. And I think we, from about here, we'll go on to the paler colours maybe. So yeah, this is the New Year's Eve with purple and pink. Okay. I'm sure those colours are working super well together. I was trying to keep this flower pink, but no, purple. That's going to be the story of the whole picture, I think. I wanted it purple, but no, it's pink. And these ones we were going to do. Let's see if we can get the teal green coming through. I have no idea if we can. A little bit. Maybe that's all we're going to get. We seem to be going through into the purple now. Yeah, there's the pink and purple coming through. We don't have any bees in this picture. I did find a couple of bees in here, but I don't think they would quite have worked with these pencils. One of them had already started. I wanted to stay with the pencils I was using, and the other had a little fairy in it, which I would want to give like proper skin colour, some kind of proper skin colour, or even looking skin, which would be quite difficult. Okay, so we've gone from the pink there and the purple, we have headed up into the teal kind of colours there, which is some kind of effect. Let's try this meteor shower now. Let's see what we can get going on with that one. And this one is very pale kind of pinks and peaches, and this one is the one that I would possibly use maybe for skin tone. As you can see, yeah, it's going through into a lighter skin tone there, kind of a peachy colour. Maybe we can just do these kind of 4 flowers here with the meteor shower, and then move on to try another colour. I do want to try out as many of these as possible, maybe on camera, so you can all see how they do work, what kind of colours come out, and how the colours kind of mix together. I don't want to just use like the greens and the blues, that might be a little bit boring. So we'll try and use as many as possible. We do have another plant here as well, and the browns I want to try and use for the cat. Okay, we'll maybe do this one as a flower here, and then grab another for the top. See what different colours we can have going on at the top there. I'm pressing fairly hard with this one. I know these colours probably won't be showing very well on the camera, so I'll be having to edit those, but try and let you see how they actually work. Okay, that is the meteor shower, I think that one was called. And what shall we go up to on the top? Flamingo Festival, maybe. Which one was that one? This one. This one here. Let's see what kind of colours we have going on here. These kind of orange and blue mixing together, which yeah, kind of makes a brown, which is not the right kind of colour you want to be using for flowers. We do have purple coming through there. It does seem to be predominantly purple. Considering this is Flamingo Festival, let's try turning it a little bit. We really do want that pink to be coming through, but it doesn't really. This one seems to want to be purple. Yeah, this one, not my favourite. Oh, we do have a little bit of orange there. Still haven't seen any pink though. There's the orange. Let's get a little bit of a different colour coming through. Oh, do we have a little bit of pink trying to come through there? Maybe we do. Still more orange than anything though. Come on. I keep angling it towards this pink to make sure the pink is coming down on the paper. It's not working. Although we didn't really get a lot of pink in our swatches with that one, did we? There's a little bit of pink. Yay! And straight back to orange. Yeah, the colours on this one I think are working out a little bit muddy because the orange and that kind of purple or purpley blue are mixing together and looking a little bit muddy, I think. And I'm a little bit disappointed that the flamingo pink isn't coming through. But okay, 3 different colour flowers onto one little little plant there for a bit of fun. Let's do this campfire. What's it called? Campfire jamboree for the little bug here, ladybird. I know it's supposed to be red, but well, that one was pretty much orange all the way there. Okay, shall we try for a bit of a laugh, trying to make this sunset luau be green? Shall we try and make it be green? We do have a few leaves here. Let's try moving it up to be on camera. I'll try and get this green onto the... Right, there we go. That's the green that I want to be using. But I'm guessing it's going to go straight into the orange. Yes, straight into the orange. I'm trying to make it green. There's a little bit of the green. Oh, and orange. Trying to make it stay on the green, but yeah, the pencil is getting kind of blunted on one side, which doesn't help when it comes to coloring. There's the green. trying very hard not to turn the pencil here. I do have a habit of stopping and turning my pencil a little bit to try and keep the point sharp by using each edge of the point. But keeping the pencil kind of angled one way without turning it is giving a smoother kind of transition between the colours, and then you don't get the stopping points here like we have going on there. Kind of like when you stop, when you're colouring with an alcohol marker and you get that line going on. You definitely have that going on with these. I'm not usually a fan of the pictures with the black backgrounds, to be honest, but I'm thinking if this one had a black background, these colours would really be standing out really nicely. Okay, shall we go for this leaf here as well, just for a little bit of extra colour? Not that we need any more colour in this picture, but okay, yeah, my pencil is getting blunt on the one side, so I'm going to have to turn it a little bit, see what we can get going on here. And there's the purple coming through, which looks really nice with the yellow, but not for leaves. Hello. If they are fantasy plants, they could be any colour that we wanted, really. Is that the same? No, this is the same one here. Oh, whoops. Alright. What haven't we tried? We've got 3 colours that we haven't tried here. And that is the fireworks, the winter gala, and the at the circus. But at the circus is the kind of brown and black one that I want to use for the cat, so I might go ahead and do that. I'm not sure if there is at any point trying to give this guy a bit of fur texture going on, but maybe we can try. Try and give it, see, there I go, turning the pencil. It's kind of a habit I'd have to get out of if I was using these, but yeah, I don't think there's much point trying to give much of a fur texture here. Do you have the light colour there? So I'll try and go over the top of its tail, because we've got the light colour coming through on the pencil there, kind of a light brown. Before we go back down into the black. We've got a little bit of fur texture. I can live with that. There's always the white gel pen. Solves a lot of problems. Yep, onto the darker colour for that little foot there. We'll definitely need to come in with some. Oh, we've got some lighter colour. Yeah, that's something we can do, I suppose. If we see the lighter colour starting to come through, we can go into the areas that we want to be the lighter colour and try and sort of control it that way, I guess. When I was out and bought these pencils, they did also have twistable crayons, I think, with the swirly colours. Those might be quite interesting. But I think I'd rather, as I said, have like this one, shades of brown and a bit of black on that one. I'd rather have shades closer together, I think, on the same pencil rather than purple, yellow, orange. That makes it slightly more difficult. The cat's looking kind of fuzzy there. We can go in with the white gel pen, maybe tidy that up. I'm losing. This is definitely not going to be a masterpiece. I'll try and bring in the white gel pen and sort things out once we're done, but yeah, this is definitely not going to be a masterpiece, I'm thinking. We have 2 pencils left to use here, I think, if I've kept track properly. If not, I'm sure someone will correct me. And that's fireworks and the winter gala. So those will be probably the ones that we use, unless we do the leaves one colour and the flowers the other. That could be interesting. Which is the darker one? The darker one is the fireworks, I think. Yep, the fireworks is the darker one. So maybe we could try colouring the leaves with this one. We do have some crazy colour leaves going on, so I don't suppose it will make that much difference. If this one is the leaves. And the black seems to be coming through quite strongly there. There is black as one of the colours in this one, and that's what seems to be coming through. And there's the light blue. Back to the black straight away there. Yeah, this one seems to be kind of black heavy. Okay, I can live with it. I can live with it, I think. That's a bit of fun. We can live with that. Yeah, super hard to control colours you have going on. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm really happy bringing in that one again for these leaves. I might bring this light green we've got going on there. Bring that one in, which was the Limapalooza, I think that one was. But I will go in with this Winter Gala and try these flowers here. This one doesn't seem as soft as the other pencils. The other ones were fairly soft. This one seems a little bit harder and scratchier. And the colours don't seem to kind of be as smooth, kind of blending into each other as the other pencils. Okay, good to know. And having tried out pretty much all of the pencils there on the one picture, I think the main predominant colour throughout all of them is blue. Here we go again with a different shade of blue here. I think maybe, yeah, looking at it overall there, I can get most of it onto the camera. Most of it is blue or kind of a teal. Those seem to be the kind of predominant colours. I suppose if I'd have used the campfire one, campfire jamboree I think it was called, if I'd have used that one for a little bit longer on a bit more of a wider area, I think maybe I would have got a few more kind of red and orange colours coming through. But yeah, overall, well, for flowers I suppose blue is quite a good colour. I suppose maybe if I did my strokes up and down the whole area I was colouring, that would make the colours blend a little better. But my usual style for flat colouring is this kind of one that I've been using. And have a little bit of blue and pink coming through there. We do have a little bit of pink coming through that blue. And get my words out properly. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to go back to that Limapalooza. These leaves here. Bit of a drastic change there from the green straight to the yellow. I think I might have turned the pencil kind of accidentally there. Let's see if we can get the black coming through on this fireworks one to try and colour the spots on Ladybird. No! Okay, so we've got all of the actual colouring that's happened there. Let's see what happens if we do try and blend those colours a little bit with our trusty white polychromos. See if we can make those transitions a little bit smoother. Even out the colours a little bit. Try and get rid of that paper grain that is kind of coming through a little. Although we are slightly dulling the colours. It's working a lot better on these flowers. Yeah, I think I'll stick to blending on the flowers. Maybe anywhere where it looks as if the paper grain is coming through and that colour is a little bit kind of patchy. Okay, that's about as smooth as I can get the colours looking, I think. So what I'm going to do now is go in with the white gel pen. Add a few highlights, maybe a few little spots here and there, see what we can get going on. And I'm tempted to actually colour in at least some of the background, maybe with the black acrylic marker. I could go in with the acrylic paint. I do have black acrylic paint, but yeah, it's to be honest, it's too hot to be bothered with getting the paint out and getting all that set up. So I'm going to try coming in with a black marker, I think, to give some sort of black background. I did say I'd much rather that this one had a black background. I think these colours would pop a lot more on the black background, as they are Crayola colours, so not the most pigmented, and we do only have one layer there, because I'm thinking I did try going over a couple of layers on the swatch sheet, and I think in one or two places I maybe forgot that I couldn't do it and tried to give a couple of layers going on. But yeah, I think that would make the colours muddy, because the colour does change on the pencil kind of unpredictably. So you'd have like purple colouring over red and green, and yeah. So you'd have, maybe if you'd end up with opposite colours colouring over each other, it might end up, yeah, definitely dulling each other down and making it look a little bit muddy. So I'm going to try maybe yeah, drawing a frame or something and having the black marker fill in the frame. That might work quite well to make it at least look a little bit colourful and cheerful. If not, if not the best coloured in picture in the whole book. It's been fun, I will say it's been fun. And definitely, as I said, a lesson in not being so kind of perfectionist about things, because you can't control these colours. It would be very hard, if not impossible, it would be very hard. And of course you could leave the picture just like this. You don't even need to go in with a white gel pen. You could leave the picture just coloured as is if you're happy with the effects that are going on there. I do love to play, mess around, see what I can make happen, so I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going in with a bit of a black acrylic background, I think. Just before I bring in the background, I'm wondering if we could actually shade on top. This is the black polychromos. We can shade on top, at least to give it a little bit more of a three-dimensional sort of effect. Putting in a few shadows for these flowers as these fall down. I don't really want to put any black shading on the flowers. These are supposed to be more kind of delicate, I'm thinking. Put on these leaves where the colours have gone a little bit crazy. Maybe putting a bit of black shading, it wouldn't be too amiss. I doubt this will show up very much at all, but yeah, I'm putting a few dots of gold gel pen in there, just because why not? This is just a fun session anyways. We knew from the start it wasn't going to be a masterpiece, so let's have some fun with it. This is just the Uni-Ball Signo gold gel pen. These ones, maybe just the middle plant, because that does seem to be a different plant. I haven't looked it up, but maybe I should have looked it up. But I knew I wasn't going to be going for realistic colours anyway, so. Now is the time to see whether I was right, if a black background would lift this a little bit. I'm not entirely sure whether to do a round background or a square one. I don't want to colour the whole page. There we go. I'm not sure if that will show up on camera, but I have been and drawn in myself a little bit of a frame here. Not quite the same size as the picture on the other side. That one has a bit of a bigger frame going on there. But when I tried that on this side, it looked a little bit too big, and I don't want the black to be kind of overwhelming. I just want it to make these colours stand out. And I thought that because these acrylic markers, just my same cheap acrylic markers I coloured in the Baby Yoda picture in from the way home, these have got a brush tip. So I thought hopefully I should be able to get in between all these little bits of the flowers and give us a nice black background. Probably not a nice flat matte background as the black background pictures actually have in this book, but yeah, I'm thinking it will make the flowers, the colours of the flowers actually look a bit more vibrant with a bit of luck. But because the whole point of this video was playing about with all the different colours in those swirly pencils, and I think, yeah, we should highlight those different colours if we can. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the rest of this black background, and then I'll catch up with you when I've done that. Not the most interesting thing to watch as usual, just like marker basing, so yeah, I'll catch up with you in a minute or two. There we go, I've coloured in all the square we drew in the background there, just with the black acrylic marker. There's a couple more steps to go though. I do want to do a Sharpie outline all the way around the edge of our black background, because the picture on the other side, the frame does have this kind of line around the outside of it, so I want to give this one a little bit of a marker kind of Sharpie outline as well, so they will kind of match even if I do them different colours. I'm going to stick with just the one layer of black marker because there was quite a bit to colour, and the tip of the marker is starting to get a little bit fluffy now. I'm not sure if that will show up on the camera. Maybe you can see that there, the tip of the marker is getting a little bit fluffy, so I'm just going to stick with the one layer of the marker in the background there. Plus, I'm not entirely sure how the paper is going to take it. It was starting to tear into the paper in a couple of places. But what I'm going to do now is give everything a outline with the white gel pen, because I forgot about this little ladybug that we had going on here, and he's got little legs and little antennae, and I didn't want to go over those with the black pen. So I left a little bit of this white halo around him, and I figure if I put a white outline around the whole of the picture, then he won't look as if I have missed him out by accident. That is on purpose, I just didn't want to colour over the little delicate bits there. So I'm going to go ahead and give the rest of the picture a white outline. The colours are standing out quite nicely from that background. I think that's making them look a lot more vibrant, even though we do only have that one layer of pencil going on. There we go, that's blending in our white outline. From that little ladybug, he doesn't look too, doesn't look as if we've forgotten him now. So I'm going to go ahead and give the rest of the picture a white outline. Just before I disappear off and catch up with you when I'm done with all this white outlining, I am trying to leave a very slight black outline around the flowers, as if the line art is kind of still showing. I'm not covering up the actual line art of the flowers, I'm just giving them a bit of a white halo. So I don't want to go super close to the actual colouring, I'm trying to leave that little black outline there. Okay, we can see there that's what we've ended up with. I think it's ended up looking really pretty. The pencils were not the easiest to use really though. It's really hard to control where the colour actually goes, so you can't really predict what colour you're going to have coming in on maybe your stems here where we had green and orange, or on your flowers where we had the teal and the purple, or the pink and the purple. You can't quite control which colour you're actually going to be using. So in my opinion, maybe they would be slightly better if they were just shades of one colour on one pencil. So then we could have like a few shades of dark green for leaves, a few shades of light green, maybe a few shades of blue. Just a kind of minor niggle though. They are pretty fun to use, as I said, mainly because of the fact that you can't control the colours, so it all ends up being pretty random. So for that reason, I think they're more suited to maybe mandalas or patterns, rather than trying to colour in a little bunch of flowers like we've done here, even though we've made it work. The end result is really fun, the whole process was really fun, so yeah, it's been a kind of productive day. We have learned how these pencils actually work, and if anybody else is thinking of buying them, at least you can see how they actually work. And if it was a little bit easier to control which colour you could get coming out of the pencil, I think it'd be a little bit easier to use, but even keeping the pencil just in one direction, not varying the angle or anything of the pencil, you do get different changes of colour coming through. I think because as you wear the point down, the colours are kind of changing places. I would recommend just sticking to the one layer of pencil, because the colours do tend to get a bit muddy, because again of that reason you can't control which colour is coming out of the pencil, and because there are so many different colours on one pencil, I think keeping to just one layer helps the colours not to get muddied. They do tend to look a little bit muddy, changing to brown maybe when you start using maybe red over the top of green or something. It does muddy the colours, make it look a little bit dirty. So I think just keeping it to one layer like we did here does kind of work. There was one colour that was a little bit more scratchier than the others. I think that was this one here. I can't remember which one that was called, but I do say in the video that colour was a little bit more scratchier than the others, which did seem to be fairly soft and worked quite well on this paper. This is really quite good paper though. The paper in the Maria Trolle box is really good and does take quite a lot of punishment. All in all, a pretty fun day today. Hopefully you've enjoyed following along with me as I try to figure out how to use these pencils. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for watching everybody, and I'll see you in future videos. Take care. Bye.